You are now listening to the Salty Virgins Podcast.
Welcome to the Salty Virgins Club Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, and I'd like to give a big special shout out to Mr. 25, Mr. Getting Married tomorrow. So we're recording on Friday. He's getting married on Saturday. Kevin Marin.
Mr. Wildly in Debt. Beer, 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 beer.
Who isn't?
Oh, you didn't have to call Patrick out, too.
Come on.
I do appreciate that, though. I will be a happily married man tomorrow, I guess.
For the third
Well,
time,
this will be
it feels
releasing
like.
on Monday, right? So I'll be a happily
Correct.
married man for 2 days when you guys are hearing this. So that's quite exciting. We're doing a small wedding ceremony for, like, legal marriage purposes tomorrow, and then we'll still be doing the big wedding in August for the road party animals. But it's good. It's been a pain to plan all this, but it's coming together nicely right now, so we're pretty excited about it. Now comes the paperwork, which is easily the best part of marriage.
Yes, by far.
And
the
then
best
Kayla
part.
having to spend hours of her own time changing her own name.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
The shitty
Yeah.
thing is you have to change your name, and then you gotta tell everyone you changed your name and
Everybody.
provide documentation of you changing your name, which is trash.
Yerp. Including, like, banks. And
All of that. Someone told me that their bank made them bring in, like, legal documentation to show you that they changed their name. And I told Kyle, I was like, if they make you do that, we're just going to close the account and go to a new fucking bank. Because when I opened an account with a bank, they didn't make me show my ID. I opened that shit online.
They did?
I opened that shit online.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I remember when I opened my bank account, my
For sure.
original checking account.
If you go in person, there's definitely some steps to walk through. You can open online bank accounts where there's verification where you don't have to present an actual. And the thing is, like, she'll have her ID, but the thought of the bank that I'm keeping my money, they're making money off of my money. Like, they're profiting off of me. Them being like,
They're using your money to
we're going to need you to spend hours of your own goddamn time to keep your own bank account now. It's like, no, give me all this back. You can go fuck yourself. I'll take my money elsewhere. It's not a lot of money, but it's money.
It's my money, and I want it now.
So, that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
changing your name seems like a pain in the ass.
I looked at a checklist online the other day of, like, steps to take as a woman after getting married and changing your name, and I was like, bro, Kayla, you sure you don't want to keep your last name?
Just hyphenate it. Just hyphenate it.
What was that commercial that Montreal Williams was in?
I know that Montreal Williams was in a commercial. I don't know what commercial you were speaking of, but
It wasn't J.G. Wentworth.
like what. It probably was, honestly.
877 cash now.
Fucking.
I have
Montreal
a structured
Williams.
settlement and I need cash now.
The fact that you know that's insane to me.
Call J.
Everybody knows that.
Wentworth. Come on, everyone knows that commercial.
877 cast snap? Yeah.
877 cash now.
Watch that be the thing that gets us
Money Mutual.
DMCA'd. Money Mutual. Yeah, you happy about where are you going with that?
That's
where
all
you
he
taking
wanted.
this?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know why I just
There was no reason to bring that up except for his own knowledge.
sip a little more of my beer.
Kevin, so how does it feel to have such happy nuptials while people are dying in the streets?
You put me in a weird spot there.
How do you feel about being happy when people are dying, you idiot?
I,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't even want to get into this because we all know I'm a privileged boy. I'm not going to skirt around it. I did have a conversation with someone the other day that was talking about a friend of theirs that is a police officer that is upset about the current climate around police officers, right? Which, to me, it makes sense, right? Like, you never want to be a part of a group and doing your own thing and then because of things that happen have aspersions cast on you. Like, that makes sense. But I think there's two ways to react to it. One is to be mad about it, and one is to be cognizant of the fact of what's going on and then kind of accept and try to affect change, you know? I think there's two ways to handle it. So I feel like it's a similar thing where it's like, my life could be a lot worse. I'm not going to trade my life. But that doesn't mean you have to be ignorant about what's going on, you know?
It's a good answer.
It's the only answer I could give at that point. You put me in a weird spot, my guy.
I did it on purpose.
To be fair, it's your right. I don't know.
Yeah, I got this one. Yeah, things are terrible outside. I don't know if you know that. Things are so oppressively horrible. I said it was going to happen. Now, is this the way I wanted it to happen?
That's the shitty
Sure
thing.
isn't.
We as a you led the charge, but we as a podcast were very adamant 2020 was gonna suck. But like, come on, bro.
The world is falling apart. Not even. I mean, the world is having troubles, but America,
I don't want it to be like this.
America is falling apart.
It's falling apart, yeah. Like, I honest to God believe that we're like 60 days away from actually storming Bezos' house.
Listen, let's do it. I mean, I started looking at
He will taste the guillotine.
There's people that are posting like, oh, for when you're in a protest and like you get tear gas, here's all this. And part of me was like, let's go. And then part of me was like, I know I'm a pussy.
If
I
there's
saw,
if there's
a
protests
video
in
of-
Palm Bay, Florida. We'll see.
That would be the
The
wrong
protests
kind
in
of
Palm Bay,
protest.
Florida will yeah, it'll look
I'll be in
very,
the
very
minority,
different.
for sure.
If there's anti-protests in Palm Bay, Florida,
Whew. It will be anti-something, but it won't.
the mayor leading the charge.
Looting a Bass
Yeah.
Pro.
First of all, looting a Bass Pro, they got guns in
Looting
there.
a Bass Pro
That's a good
sounds
idea.
I'm jumping in the fish tank if we're looting the Bass Pro.
I'm looting a fish. I'm taking fish
Honestly,
with me.
though, I've never been someone that has considered going to loot. Not saying I would never do it, just saying it hasn't happened in my life yet.
I want to
But
loot
if-
so bad. I want to loot so bad.
Because right now, if I were to go loot right now, it would be for pure personal gain. Right. No matter what ways I try to spin it, no matter how many people I try and tell on Twitter that I'm not a racist, it would be with malintent, right? But if something happened in my life where looting was an appropriate response, those things do happen. I just hope that I'm the guy that went to the liquor store and stole just as many bottles of Jack Daniels as his pants,
Yeah.
hands, arms, pockets, and socks could hold.
The man had a bottle of Jack in his leg. His short.
It was a shin guard.
Like, he was wearing jeans. He was wearing jeans and had bottles of Jack Daniels like shin guards. That man was a king. An absolute
That man
king.
walked into a liquor store where there was definitely bottles of liquor that were more expensive and said, no,
Give me the
I
Jack."
know what I want.
Wow, it's my dad. Crazy.
Yeah, it was like,
And you know it's Jack because it is.
That is hair
It was
as well.
Patrick that. And you know it's Jack because they have the
Oh, yeah.
square bottles, so you could see the square outlines of the bottles
also
on his
in his
jeans.
arms he had the collection of honey and fire and probably fucking apple.
And apple. Yep.
He had all that shit. What a king.
That maybe that's what Michael Jordan's wearing those jeans
He's
for.
just-
He's ready.
he's always
He's
strapped.
ready.
Michael Jordan looting a Target right next to you is incredible.
Also, I need to tell you right now that Patrick is playing beer pong on his phone against someone as we record.
Patrick will not stay
figure his
presently
shit out.
focused on something.
It's Kara. I'm playing Kara.
Oh, it's his fiance that's in the other room.
That
Talking-
can see
she's
him. She
talking
can
to
see
Daniel
him from
right
where
now.
she is.
In the other room.
Anyway. So if you're going looting, what are the top 5 things you're looking
I mean, what's
for?
the store?
Target.
So, well, that's
just to
that's
stay
the-
topical.
I think there's two methodologies because, like, are we talking looting? Like, I'm in the fucking shop. What's the shopping game where you run through the store? And,
Fuck, what is that game? No.
Guys,
it's,
grocery games?
Shop to the drop.
yeah, guys, grocery games involves cooking, so you have to like grab your own items for cooking. Shop to your drop is like they're like
Yes.
go biggest total wins. And it's like the or it's like the end game is like your goal is to get as many things in a mass as high of a monetary total. Because if I'm doing that, you know, obviously you run straight for electronics and certain high value items. But if we're really just like looting, I like the idea of a liquor store because that shit you can just keep on a shelf.
Okay.
The thing is, like, looting a TV is sick, but also there's a lot that goes into that, and there's a very strong chance that that TV is damaged when you get it out the box and put it in your house. Like,
Not a chance are you looting a TV
that's the
and
thing.
it's
is
not
when you're
fucking...
when you're
absolutely
when you're looting the TV,
smashed.
you're looting the TV to make a point, not because you want that item.
You're like, I will take the most expensive
I
thing in
would
this store.
probably go, and this is more from just like being a married wash person now, is I'd probably just go to the straight kitchen shit and get the nicest knives, plate, like give me things like that. I'm put that shit in my house. I made a statement. I grabbed a lot of stuff, and now Kayla's happy with me. I win some parts.
Yeah,
That's
is
my
this-
strategy.
Is this pre-house or post-house?
I mean, it's current life, buddy. Right now.
It's now. Like,
I'm
you have to
definitely-
go fucking
I'm
looting
definitely getting a
tomorrow.
grill.
Oh, I'm getting some saws, bro.
Oh yeah, so many songs.
I don't even like to cut shit. I don't even like doing handiwork, but I'm
The
getting
thing,
some
is,
fucking
the thing
saws.
is about tools is their resale value is through the roof. You could buy a tool for $200 and you could sell it for $180.
This is getting far
Years
too far
later.
into watch talk. This is not what we need to be doing right now. A grill is big.
Nope.
But the thing is, like, when we're talking about looting, you need to get in there with
Yeah, I
your
don't know how I'm
person
gonna hold a
and
grill.
get out with your person. You know what I mean?
So,
So,
like,
but it's
yes.
like a store, like,
Like-
let's say Target. I don't know if Target has absurdly nice knives, but I'm sure Target has knives that are more expensive than I would care to buy. So, like,
Correct.
that knife set, I'm there. And then beyond that,
Lamps?
taking
Are you
lamps.
taking lamps? Did you see that video of the lady?
she walked out with
the
like 2
lamps?
lamps. It was like she heard there was looting going on and just like popped her head and was like, "Huh?" It was,
Y'all looting?
oh yeah, looting.
She had been
Oh,
plotting
y'all-
on those lamps for
She
months.
actually walked into the store to buy the lamps, and then saw what was going on. Was like, "Wait a minute."
She smashed one, grabbed two.
Also, knocking shit over, just knocking shit off shelves looks like so much
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
fun.
Oh my, that's the best part. You walk through the aisles of the glasses.
Just-
oh, buddy.
Just
I'm just
like a
walking through the
cat.
aisles with my arm out, knocking every glass off that shelf.
Oh my god. I want to do one of those rage rooms because I want to break shit.
I think
but like doing it in a Target would probably
think-
give me an erection.
I
I'm
think
going to be
Morgan,
honest with you.
For her bachelorette party is doing that. Lucas is Morgan. And
Oh well, glad I'm
bachelorette
invited to
party,
that.
sure. So, but
those
they're
are
gonna do like I think they're planning on doing one of those rage rooms. That would be a fun thing to do, just because like I've been upset and wanted to hit stuff before, but it's always me in a frenzy like, what can I do that's gonna do no damage? And that thought itself ruins the fun. You know what I mean? So like just getting into
Yeah.
a room and then being like, bro, everything.
I paid like $15.
Have one?
Can.
But yeah, like getting into a room and just like, there's glass here, there's ceramics here, there's a drywall here, there's like just
There's
go.
a car
Oh
over there.
my God, I can see the vision.
Yeah, I have like plate. See, now if Home Goods was open right now, I would just toss the plates and shit that I have just at the dumpster.
Word.
Because like I paid
Yeah.
like $15 for my plates, but since it's not open and I wouldn't be able to have anything to eat off like Patrick, I
So
don't
like,
want to live
have
that
you
life.
ever finished a bottle of beer and then immediately smash it on the ground?
Oh, it's so fun. Oh, it's one of the most euphoric.
No.
I've done it. I've done it once in my life, and I did it because I was in a controlled environment and I planned on doing it. But I finished a bottle of beer and was able to throw it on the ground, and then we had a method to clean it up. And that feeling, I hate saying that doing that is great because it creates a massive mess and you're gonna fuck shit up. But the feeling of just finishing a beer and then just smashing that shit on the ground,
so fun.
unmatched.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I dropped the Pyrex in
You got a little
my
hard.
kitchen. The first day I moved in, there's still broken glass, and I'm moving out
for sure.
this week.
I mean, Kayla and I, she was grabbing something out of the fridge and she dropped a bottle of hot sauce. And it wasn't even, only the top of the bottle got damaged. It was like, oh no, she dropped something else. Anyway, regardless, she dropped something that, it was a small amount of glass, but glass broke on our floor in the kitchen. And we spent an hour cleaning up, sweeping, shoes on, all this shit. A week later, I was just walking through my dining room. And just on the rug in my dining room, I step and all of a sudden I got a fucking cut in my foot. It's a tiny piece of glass. Like that shit, you just don't clean all of it up.
Yeah,
When you
glass sucks.
yeah.
You can't. It does. When it's
Whoa.
broken. When it's broken. Excuse me.
You good, bro?
That was a weird hiccup.
Also, I did
not.
shotgun.
It seems-
I guess for anyone listening to this that wasn't in the happy hour, which is mostly everybody. I shotgunned that beer. We have a video of it. It was not good. Also, I dropped it on the ground twice before shotgunning it.
You did.
I had no hands.
I also dropped it on the ground.
that beer was
did
the
it
most
as fuck.
shaken up beer in the world.
Kevin basically drank a cum shot.
I mean,
wow.
Let's
Again.
change topics. Yeah.
Again.
What?
We didn't technically go through the 5 things.
Yeah, so we just went through a strategy, but like let's say right now
Knives,
you walk into
kitchen
Target,
stuff.
you get 5 items to loot, nothing else. There's no like desire to drive up the most monetary. Like you're into a Target and everyone's looting, you're going for 5 things. What are you doing?
One's going to be a PS4 controller because I always want a new one, but I never want to spend the money on it.
I can see that.
I'm telling you, it's worth it. I have 4 new ones. They're so nice. I got the rose gold
I've seen
joint.
that shit on Fat Kid
Buddy,
deals, and I keep thinking about buying it. It looks so nice.
It's so nice. Oh my god! And I want one of the navy blue ones.
Patrick's
Anyway,
got like a metallic gray one right now that's
This
sitting on
one's
the stand.
relatively new.
It is sexy.
Yeah, it's relatively.
It's like a sexy color. Anyway,
I'll send pictures of
Jordan,
my
you walk
rose
into a
gold.
Target.
It's so
5 items, go.
I'm going straight to the kitchen stuff. So I'm going to get the smallest Keurig with the box
Okay.
of a handle that I can get because, like, the smaller ones are, relatively manageable in your hands. I'm getting towels.
Oh, them like good. Okay.
Yeah, the good towels. I'm doing the knives.
Yeah.
The knives was a good idea. I didn't think about that. Knives was a good idea. Since
gonna
it's
grab a
all in the
Roomba.
same area.
Yeah, I feel that. Roombas. Oh, listen, I advocate for buying
Okay.
a Roomba. Oh my god, I advocate for buying a Roomba.
I might grab a camera
like
too.
a
A camera because
DSLR?
you can smash the glass and snap. Yeah,
Yes,
something like that.
that is a fantastic idea.
So did you know that they Canon came out with a software update for their cameras so you can use your DSLR camera as a webcam now? So I've been tempted to just buy one and use it as a webcam and also have a nice camera.
I've seen I've seen that.
Where are
This
you
is off
taking a
topic,
camera?
but I've seen they sell shit you can plug into your motherboard, like a graphics like add-on essentially that it basically configures so that you can like hook up a DSLR camera to the USB. And I've seen people that like streamers that use DSLR cameras as their like webcams. I was looking it up.
Yeah,
I was
that's a thing.
watching a Twitch stream the other day, and someone said the name of the company that does it. I googled it. I was looking at all their products, and I was like, bro, streaming gets deep,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah, me and Jackson were having a conversation. I was like, all right, so like how much would I need to approximately spend? For those of you who don't know, I have a MacBook, so I'm not like computer nerd like the rest of the 3. How much would I need to reasonably spend to just like stream me playing Call of Duty? Because I'm getting pretty
Depends on
good.
how good you want this.
He
We
was
gotta
like
play Warzone.
$800.
Yeah, if you spend $800, you would have a good PC that can run it and can run the stream at. But that's like a
All the
maximum.
things.
But if you want to build a rig that like
Yeah.
you can stream and play Call of Duty and never have and like because if you're gonna do that right now and if you do that and spend the $800, you're gonna have issues every once in a while like with my RAM is maxed out, my shit's laggy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to build a rig that can run stream off of like high graphics and shit, if you want to build like I want to be a legit streamer that streams just Call of Duty, you probably want to spend like $1,500-$1,600.
My computer was
Yeah, I'm
set-
not doing that. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, my whole computer itself probably about $700, and then desk and setup, I'm easily in over $1,000, and I'm looking at spending more money on my computer in the next year once I finally paid off my wedding. That's my next kind of that and some house stuff for Kayla.
I don't need a $1,500 jerk off machine. I already
That's
have
fair.
one.
No, listen, I get it. The PC, it's nice because the nice thing about it is once you build it, that initial cost, like you can keep upgrading, but it's like piece by piece. So if you want to upgrade, like when you have a laptop and you want to upgrade something, there's certain stuff you can kind of upgrade.
RAM
but if
is
you have a
pretty
laptop
cheap.
and you want to upgrade your CPU, you just got to buy a new fucking laptop.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the nice things about a PC where you can kind of build it and go, but it's a lot of work. So like it really is only for people that are gonna kind of enjoy having it and really reap the benefits of it. But it's it's
I'm not.
the value is there if you're wanting to do it. But
One of these days, maybe. But
yeah,
for right now.
it's not cheap. It's not something you get into for a couple $100. You know, there's a startup cost, and then but like I know people that have built $3,000 computers. You know,
Again, I don't need a $1,500
if I had
jerk off
just like the expendable income, I would love to do something like that and just build like a cool rig. But that's just like so far away in my life. Probably at a never point in my life. To be completely honest.
Yeah, you're about to have kids. You're not gonna have any expendable income.
Who said I was about to have kids? That might be your
Don't
life,
put
my
that
guy.
evil on him. Yeah.
I talked to my. Yeah.
Don't put that evil on him. Let's not do that on live on the internet. Anyway, so those are my 5 items that I would steal.
I like the knife set. It's a great start. I think it's a nice, easy. I love your idea about the camera. Like the electronics is great, just because it's twofold.
I was thinking,
one, the
like,
idea
at
of
first,
breaking
like-
the glass is fantastic, and then of course the idea of having a nice
Yes,
electronic.
that's where.
So for me, I would probably go knife set. I'm trying to think of one other thing in the home. I might go like, it depends, because I'm also thinking about like carryability, right? Like if I buy like a nice pots and pans set, that's 2 arms carrying, you know? So I was
barrel
thinking,
again.
Can't carry that. Well, you could stack shit on top
I'm
of
thinking
it.
like a knife set, and then I don't hate your idea. I might go just get like the nicest sheets I can find. Knife set sheets, and then you go to the electronics. I would probably loot.
Steel.
You just leave the money on the counter.
Yeah, here, you can get that. No,
Loot your
I
money.
actually love your idea for a camera, because I've always wanted a really nice camera. It's just that cameras go deep. So like, my mom bought me for my birthday one year like a point and shoot camera, probably like low, like it takes nice pictures, but it's like an entry level. And I took some pictures on a vacation, and it was cool, but it made me realize that I shouldn't invest money in a nice camera because I don't take enough pictures. But if I'm looting, sure. Nicest camera I can
Take
find.
pictures of the loot.
Nicest knife set I can find. Nicest sheet that I can find. And then I might try and cop like, because Target sells like memory, like computer memory, right?
Yeah,
So like I might try and find like RAM and SSD just because it's easy to carry, has a reasonable cost, and I'm already in the electronics. But I'm thinking like I'm in there when I'm looting. I'm not looting for hours. I'm looting for 15 to 20 minutes because I'm still a pussy, and like shit. Yeah,
I'm also
shit gets,
tired.
You know, some of that shit gets real. So
Real
yeah.
dicey to say.
So I think that's my plan: is you go to the knives and the towels. I'd probably go to electronics first because that's smaller stuff, and then on the way out you just grab the knives and towels, and then I'm fucking out of there. If I can pass by a liquor store on the way home, maybe some tequila, I don't know.
Some
Put it in my
Targets sell
fucking,
liquor.
put it in my jeans.
Don't forget that.
We'll be alright. I'm bringing my cargo pants.
Wearing jeans to
I just had an image.
go looting is nuts.
So I don't know if they still do this, but when when White Claw started getting really big, they had White Claw and Truly right next to each other, and White Claw was always empty. So I just had an image of like looters coming and just stealing all the White Claw.
and the only thing left in the alcohol is
It's just
Truly.
It's just like when water was on a shortage and fucking everybody took everything except the Dasani.
Yes,
Carol
at the
loves
Publix,
Dasani.
at the Publix at my house, all the water was gone. Full Dasani.
Actually,
Yep.
I kind of like Dasani too.
Of
I
course
hate
you do,
Zephyr
trash
Hills.
ass.
I hate that water. I will not drink it. I hate that water.
Dasani's worse than Zephyr Hills. They
Okay.
both suck, but Dasani's worse than Zephyr Hills.
No,
It's not even close. Dasani's trash.
no.
Dasani's what you buy at a theme park because they make you buy it, and they're like, "Here, fatty, take $6 for this water."
Are
You're
you
like,
thirsty?
"Okay."
Fetch.
And then you know what you do with a Dasani water bottle? You refill it with fucking water fountain water because
Hot
it's
water.
better.
Yep.
Are you saying Aquafina is better than Dasani?
Yes.
Sure.
That's just wrong.
I drink Fiji water, so I don't know what you poors are talking about.
I've never,
You know.
never put Fiji water anywhere near my mouth.
I've had Fiji.
You're missing
I've
out.
had Fiji water. I just drink my fucking Brita water. Like I don't. What do you want from me?
I'm not like keeping bottles of like if I'm going through an airport, like I'm getting a bottle of
Only
Fiji.
time I've had Fiji water is when I'm gambling. Because when you gamble and you get free drinks, you can also get free water.
Also
But then
get
if you say
water.
Fiji water, it's also within... Because if you don't say Fiji water, they give you their shitty branded water bottles. But if you say Fiji water, they'll bring you that shit for free. So I've drinking Fiji water when gambling. And they're like, it's nice. It's tasty. But it's like,
It's very good.
if I were at the store deciding between buying Fiji and like... I mean, I don't even hate... I'll buy the Publix water bottles over Zephyr Hills, Dasani, all that shit. And
Publix actually has pretty good water.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's cheaper. Well, not cheaper, but it's cheap, right? Like, I'm not going to buy Fiji because it's expensive. But I can see the vision on it.
Just everyone, please stop buying Nestle. Or
Yeah, it's Nestle.
Nestle.
Yeah, they're
No.
the worst company in the world.
Nope, they're not the worst. Amazon's still the
Okay,
worst.
fair. They're a bad company. Please don't support them.
Real bad. Yeah. That means chocolate and milk and other shit too.
I agree, but what in particular? I'm curious.
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, Nestle's Big Flint. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Nestle. Like,
Yeah, they
owns all
cut off the
fresh
water supply. Yeah.
And then Nestle, it took them over a year to do anything, and then because enough people yelled about it, they started providing shitty bottled water to people, kind of. Which is just sick.
Instead of just fixing the problem. Anyway. That's our fuck you to capitalism for today and always.
There'll be another one.
Fuck you,
the whole
Nestle.
world right now is a fuck you to capitalism. I don't. No. The world is an example why it should be a fuck you to capitalism. I should rephrase.
There
The
we
world
go.
right now is capitalism is rock hard.
People are boot licking. Ugh.
They got mud in their teeth.
I could never. That's facts.
Everyone's poor and dying, and capitalism is just jerking off on all of us. Just
Literally, the stock market going up during a recession is
yeah. The more people die, the more investment portfolios go up. Which
it's
is sick.
incredible.
I didn't know.
Again, Bezos is going to be a trillionaire, and I am going to eat him with Béarnaise sauce.
I mean, if we're storming Bezos' house, I just want to see it.
He can't kill
Top
all
5
of us.
things you loot from Bezos' house.
I can't even say that
The
because
bust that he has of his
yeah, I
face.
can't even say that because I have to be. I'm sure you get into that house and there's so much shit that you never imagined existed. I can't even make a list before walking in. I'm sure I'm gonna
Well,
walk
okay.
in and there's gonna be like fossilized penises of people that died like a year ago.
I'll
I'm
take
like,
the
I need
sixth-
that. I need that on my shelf.
The 6th sex.
He's got Napoleon's hat just in his fucking foyer.
He's got Napoleon, bro. What do you mean?
Hitler's mustache.
Because Drake's got like a $500,000 mattress, and that's Drake.
You know what's
Like, imagine
what's
what
wild
Bezos
is
has.
I bet that mattress is not as comfortable as like
I'm
a sick
sure
ass
it's not.
Tempur-Pedic. You know what I mean? Like that mattress
Yeah.
is a pure flex, and I get it. I
Like,
respect it.
it's a Louis Vuitton mattress. Like, there's no need for that.
Is it as the purple mattress, Pat? Tell me.
I've never actually laid on a purple mattress.
I wonder
so-
why.
Go sleep on
I
Jackson.
ain't got money. No, actually, the
Jackson's got
mattress
one.
that we have right now is very comfortable.
I've heard really
But
good
you're
things.
getting another one.
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard really good things about purple mattresses. I've never I don't know if this is actually a like nasty broke thing, but I don't know if I've ever purchased a mattress.
Yeah, that's a nasty broke.
I bought a Nectar
I'll own up
mattress.
to it, but every time I've looked into purchasing a mattress, I've had someone in my life that is like, "Hey, I'm getting a new mattress. Do you want this one?" And it's a much nicer mattress than I was going to buy. So it's been like a. I mean, you know my parents and their friends, right? So that's just like kind of
Yes.
how they're all just like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna." And they if
Upgrade,
their
do
kids
this
don't
thing.
want it, they're like, because I get it. Like, I'm gonna trash this. I'm like, no, I'll fucking take it. All my couches in my life have been my parents. Like,
Yeah,
I've never bought a couch.
I bought a Nectar mattress. I would-
Nectar's like the knockoff purple, right?
Yeah,
But they're supposed to be really
I
comfy.
mean,
still.
they're like
When I say
That's
knockoff, I
memory
don't mean
foam.
when
That's
I say
not really
knockoff,
a
I don't. Oh, so it's not the same.
that's no, it's not the
memory
same.
foam. Okay.
I would
'Cause
say
purple's not memory foam, right? It's like a
No,
different
it's
proprietary.
just nice.
Yeah.
I would say pass on Nectar if you're looking at mattresses. Not great. Not great for the money. If you,
know-
get like a sick deal and like get a queen for like 300, yeah, it's a good mattress. But
Yeah, anything for 300. Getting a queen mattress for $300 is a great
Yeah.
deal, just in general.
that's about how much I would pay for that mattress, and I paid way more than that.
So I had a pretty interesting realization the other day. Is that Kayla's mom gave us a mattress topper.
Pergola.
No, the pergola.
She did do
The
that.
pergola's nice. Listen, the pergola's fine.
That does look really nice.
Well, the nice thing is, so we have sales for the pergola to create shade, but someone gave us a canopy tent, that you set up like for tailgating for our wedding. This is like the nicest canopy tent I've ever seen in my life. We set that shit up, and it was solid enough that it could have been an add-on to my home. We just had that up for like 3
like a
days
big
next to the
white one?
pergola. Big blue. And
Oh,
it covers
okay.
the entire picnic table, and I have a massive picnic
like
table
one of
in my
the
backyard.
easy up ones, or was
Yeah,
like
it's easy up, and then it has a spike in the middle
Mm.
so that it's perfectly taut and the water doesn't pool.
That's nice.
And it's fucking like it's an amazing anyway. Like I'm just gonna jerk myself off.
Look at
Like,
Richie
canopy tent.
McRicherson.
Anyway, what I realized the other day was I was talking to Kayla's mom, and she gave us a mattress topper a while ago. And I'm not one to stand the MyPillow guy, but she bought the mattress topper from MyPillow, and
That sounds on brand. Anyway,
it is. It's so comfy. But
MyPillow sucks.
you know how much a queen size MyPillow mattress topper costs? Like $400.
$500. Yeah.
That's the mattress topper I have on my bed because they found like a deal and were able to get a new one, and they had an extra one, and they were like, "Oh, do you guys want it?" And it's so goddamn comfy. But when I learned how much it costs, it's like, okay, I kind of get it, But it's a comfy fucking topper.
The actual MyPillow,
The My Pillow guy smokes
The
crack,
actual-
so Kevin sleeps on a crackhead.
MyPillow is terrible. Don't ever sleep with MyPillow. It's the worst.
Like
thing
the
ever.
actual
Emma
pillow.
has
the
one?
actual pillow.
I've never had one. I've never tried one.
Yeah, Emma has one, and it's on my side of the bed at her house, of course.
Yeah, she bought
And,
it. I don't want it.
It's fine. That is what I will say about it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't think I've ever. I'm sure I have, but I've never knowingly I don't
know
know
what?
what a MyPillow consistently feels like. Like I don't know.
Another
I've never
thing
bought
I'd get
one.
from Target is a pillow. They have really nice pillows at Target. I bought a $60 pillow.
Pillows was going to be on
I don't
my
hate
list.
that. And a pillow is nice because it's big, but it's compressible.
Yeah, it's light as hell.
So if you just load that shit
Yeah.
under your arm and pin it down with some bottles of Jack Daniels,
I just wrap the
You'll
jacket
be
in
all
the
right.
pillow and just screw
Honestly.
it away.
and then it's a weapon on the way out if someone gives you shit. I kind of like where
Hitting
Pat's going
somebody
with this.
So if somebody tries to stab you outside of the Target,
they're in a
once
wheelchair,
you're done
what are you gonna
looting, spray them in the face with fire extinguisher.
Did you see someone essentially gave her a post-game interview outside the store?
Yep.
What happened in there?
I'd like to say, I said this before, and I'm going to keep
Post-game
saying it.
interviews are a strong trend. I know that's not what you're going to say, but post-game interviews to random
No.
activities are a fantastic trend that need to keep going.
Absolutely. Shout out Joey Molinaro for kind of
Big shout
starting
out.
that
He,
trend.
I guess I can't say he started, but he's easily the first that I saw of post-game.
He
post-game
popularized it.
sex, post-game or
Meeting your
post-date,
parents.
post-date interview, post-meeting parents interview. That's
Yeah.
just quality.
It is top tier. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Spraying somebody in the face.
Oh, we were
with
talking about the
fire extinguisher.
wheelchair lady stabbing people and giving a post-game interview. Post-stabbing interview, I guess.
Yeah. She just got sprayed in the face with.
She
fire
got
extinguisher.
blasted in the face at point blank from a fire extinguisher.
Oh, I've said this before.
Someone should have yelled "Back it up,
2020 is
Terry," when she was getting that done.
that started trending on Twitter that night. Anyway, 2020 is the biggest year for play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And that lady definitely got her stupid fucking prize.
Fair. Yeah.
Because she's like, I'm going to defend this Target. From what? Like, Target's insured. It's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. And then that guy was just like, fuck you.
You know, there's a reason that Target, shit happens to their store. Obviously, Target
Employees.
doesn't want their stores to get looted, but Target's not employing some sort of defense mechanism. It sucks for them. It's an inconvenience. That shit's insured. Come on.
You can walk out of the front door of Target with a big-ass TV, and as long as you don't hit any of their employees, they can't really do anything about it.
They can call the authorities, but they're not gonna put themselves at risk for it because it monetarily doesn't
No,
make
yeah.
sense.
It sure doesn't, because getting sued for assault ain't great.
All right,
You
more
can
on the story. Everyone, go rob your Target right now.
Steal a TV from Target, bait an employee,
Loot from
bait an
Target.
employee into punching him in the face, and then sue them. What a fucking con!
Yeah, that's why they tell their employees not to bother you. That's the whole. That's the literal reason.
As long as you're not killing
You love
anyone,
to see it.
you're doing good.
Yeah. That should be a good barometer for whether we get mad about if people are doing shit. If you're killing someone. Let's just set that line. An easy line.
That's the only.
And when I say someone, that's like a person, not like a white person versus a black person. As some people seem to think is a difference. If you're killing someone,
they definitely
we can
think
get
it's
mad.
different.
If you're raping someone, we can get mad. If you're assaulting a person that has a lesser ability to defend themselves, we can get mad. There's things we can get mad at beyond that, but let's just start at that line and go from there. Because right now we're even failing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Strong agree. But if somebody with a lesser ability to defend
stabbing
themselves
you.
starts stabbing you,
You spray that bitch with
You
a
do.
fire extinguisher.
To be fair,
fire
she was
extinguisher.
trying to stab people and no one stabbed her. They just sprayed her in the face with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, non-violence.
Yeah, that's not even an eye for an eye. Like, come on.
Listen, I'd rather be sprayed in this face with a fire extinguisher than stabbed.
Well, so
Imagine getting
apparently
stabbed by
they
a squid
changed-
billy.
God damn it. You can't tell anyone about that shit. Someone gets that on video, your life is over.
Don't touch the trium.
Someone's in there
Somebody-
Someone's in there trying to loot a pillow, and this wheelchair lady wheels in and just stabs them in the stomach. They just die. They just are like, I hope I bleed out.
I got
That's
one,
it.
Cletus.
That's it. I was talking to someone about it earlier, and they were just like, so, like, what if they would have just thrown the whole fire extinguisher at her? Then what? Because, like, that would have knocked
that
all
was
her
best
teeth
case.
out. Like, every two... well, all two of them that were left.
The one remaining tooth would have been gone.
Yeah. That's my shotgun, too.
So,
It was-
I know y'all are talking about looting a Target, but I think I'm actually not going to loot. And what I'm going to do is grow my beard shittier, put on my Oakleys, grab my M4, and then go stand in front of the Target and then prevent you guys from robbing That's what I'm going to do. Because me as a citizen, I've been buying these.
Don't forget your Hawaiian shirt.
I've been buying my guns for years, practicing, trying, beating my wife, not having sex, for the opportunity to defend this target.
Don't forget, starting
I'm
going to
be the hero today.
4chan, Jordan.
Did you guys... Well, 4chan's kind of dead.
8chan's
have you guys... Yeah.
Much
did you read the thing I sent about, like, the Hawaiian shirts?
I
and
did. I read
Electric
that whole
Boogaloo?
thread. And it
And I was like, bro, what?
so I guess the TLDR of the thread, it was a tweet thread that was basically someone, a Hawaiian native that was trying to figure out why racist white people wear Hawaiian shirts to
Protest and be
Nazi
on public
rallies,
and
essentially.
things.
And is actually like an actual delineation from it where it refers to the Second Civil War. The Second Civil War being, people reference it as the Big Boogaloo. And then
Yes,
the Big
Boogaloo.
Boogaloo, which got tied to the movie, what was the movie called?
Breaking 2.
Some
Electric
shitty
Boogaloo.
movie that turned into a cult classic that I've never seen, that I kind of now want to go watch that movie.
It's really
So
funny.
It's like a shitty
it's
movie
really
that turned
funny
into a cult
because it's
classic.
horrible.
It got popular with the alt-right, which, what a surprise. And then, the term Boogaloo for the Second Civil War turned into Big Igloo. And what was the reason for it being on Hawaiian print shirts? There was another, like, alliteration that... It was like it turned into Big Igloo and then something of the Hawaiian shirts. So now in alt-right, like, imagery, there's igloos with Hawaiian print on them. But that is a
Yes.
reference to the Second Civil War, and the point of the Second Civil War is because the government's going to take our guns, which they're not. So everything is great.
It's like a conspiracy on a conspiracy. On a lie.
On a conspiracy.
So then, because of all those conspiracies,
That involves Breaking 2 from a movie from 1984 that had nothing to do with this at all.
so we can go protest 4 nested conspiracy theories on top of each other and not get hurt, though. That's what I learned today.
Correct. Well,
Right. Well, I'm saying me. I'm not saying you, Jordan. You listen. You want to be upset about something, you're gonna die. I hate to break it to you.
I gotta stay inside. Just be mad in my house. Just walking around.
Listen, if you don't, the president will tweet about you.
I'd love for him to tweet about me. I had to stop myself today from tweeting at the vice president to suck my
Instead, you
dick
just send
today,
it to us in the
so,
group chat. And I think I think I do this for sure. I think all of us do. Is sometimes I see a tweet and I think about a quote, tweet, or response that I think is very funny, but is also wildly problematic and not something that I want to put onto my timeline. And I say, I'm not going to tweet this. I hit delete, and then I turn to the group chat and I take the tweet, I send it, and then I send my response, and then we talk about it privately. That's all our group
Yes.
chat is.
Because today, I was like, I'll quote tweet this to suck my dick. And then I realized that's not a thing that I should do.
A law firm in 2 years. Yeah, we were going to hire this guy, but then we Googled his name, and he told the vice president to suck his dick on 18 different occasions over 2 days. We're not sure why. So we're gonna pass.
Yeah, we're gonna say no on this one. Yeah.
One of those tweets got 100 retweets, though. So hey,
I mean,
So you
somebody
can
was
run the
hearing.
social media.
yeah, it's like, he can't be a lawyer. No. We can pay him minimum wage to run our social media for sure.
Social media coordinators get paid
Depends
a lot
on
now.
what company you work for, and yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
you can make a lot of money, but you can also really get fucked for doing a lot of work.
Oh, well, I mean, it's doing a lot of work because you have to stay on top of shit 9 to 9.
To be fair, there's a lot of people that do that in everyday life. They just don't know how to take. Yeah, they don't know how to monetize it, and that is a big thing to learn, is learning how to get jokes off, but in a way that they help a brand. Me, I don't have a brand.
Like,
I love getting jokes
whoever
off, but
runs Wendy's,
they're not helping me.
whoever runs the Wendy's Twitter account,
Yeah.
they
Well,
really,
they were
they
awesome
help.
because they were like the first ones to, like, I'm a company, but we're just gonna clap back at people. It's not even like a Wendy's brand thing. It's
Yeah,
like, we're not gonna tweet within our brand. We're gonna make this our brand. So now other companies have kind of done it, but when you think about companies clapping back at people, you think Wendy's. So that, like, the person that
First time.
decided doing that probably should be making absurd amounts of money at Wendy's, because that, from like it's interesting to look at when you see virality, is like there's metrics for when a video goes viral that has like a company's name in it. You can give a guesstimate figure of how much that is worth to the company in like revenue dollars based on advertising. So it's really interesting to see like someone like that, the amount of money they probably generated for Wendy's as far as like advertising and revenue is probably in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And when they were doing that, they were probably getting paid $15 to $20 an hour.
Probably less, honestly.
What a bum deal. That would be sick.
And while we're on this, and this was actually an unintentional perfect segue, I just want to put in my take about the Call Her Daddy situation. Now that it's over, Kevin, since you said you didn't know, and Patrick, I'm sure you also don't know. So what had happened was they had signed deals originally. It was like $75K. We'll pay you this plus bonuses for, every, like, the merch and all kinds of shit. So it was a huge success. We all know Call Her Daddy.
It was like the number one podcast. That and Joe Rogan were like the number 2 podcasts in the world.
And they won awards and all kinds of shit. Like, huge. Then they were like, all right, I want to renegotiate. I want a little bit more money. Barstool was like, cool, sure, whatever. Have more money. So in signing of the original deal, they signed away their IP.
See, that's what Pardon My Take did that was correct. They never signed away their IP.
Yes, they didn't.
Which is huge anyway, but to keep going. That's a big thing because you lose all your leverage.
Yes, you lose. Well, you don't lose all your leverage,
could not. And if you were to go outside of Barstool Sports, you would have to start your own new podcast.
You'd have
with your
to
own
change
new branding. So
everything.
It's massive.
Yes. In terms of like
so
owning
that's the
your
leverage
property,
right there. It's like the brand is
created.
Like those two people, they can redo it, but the brand that they've built so far is worth so much fucking money.
Anyway, so they signed away their IP. They renegotiated the second time. They got more money. They renegotiated a third time, and that's when things got a little rocky. So one of them, Alex, the single father now, the one who's remaining, was like, hey, I just want more money.
You say single father?
I don't really... Yeah, because it's Call Her Daddy, and now she's the only one left, so she calls herself the single father. She's a father.
See, I do not listen to Call Her Daddy. I thought it was 2 women that are just on a podcast that... Yeah. I just don't know the dynamics, so that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, there was 2 women, now there's 1, after all of this fallout. So, 1, don't sign away your IP if you have IP to sign away, if you can. Or, if you can, sign away your IP for a short but limited amount of time with buyout clauses and ways to get it back at the end of your whatever contract it is. And that's not me being a lawyer, that's me fair. being and especially a guy who understands business a little bit.
In today's day and age with, like, IP is no longer so cut and dry. But, like, on Twitter, if you're just on Twitter making jokes and you've built a Twitter account about it, that's technically your IP. So it's like...
Correct.
In today's
sign
day and
that
age,
away.
Companies are fucking over people more and more because they understand the rules of intellectual property. When we say IP, we mean intellectual property. They understand the rules and laws between intellectual property better than most people do because it's very confusing. But that's like a...
It's so complex that you have to go to federal court to litigate it.
Because no one understands it.
Yeah. So don't sign that away if you don't have to. And if you have to, make sure you have a termination. Anyway, so the third renegotiation, Alex was just like, I just want some more money. We want a little bit more of the splits on merch and blah, 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 whatever. Sophia was like, no, we want this, and the IP, and we want to be let out of our contract in 6 months, and blah, blah, blah. And Portnoy was like, go fuck yourself.
Because he has all the leverage.
Fair. He has all the leverage, but also fair. Like, nobody's just going to concede everything to you. And then coronavirus happens, and then they come to the renegotiation. Portnoy's like, I'll give you up 12 months left on the contract, this. So Alex was like, cool, this is great, I'm happy. And then Sophia was like, no, well, my boyfriend says that we shouldn't. And then her boyfriend turned out to be this, like, high-powered
the pictures that I've seen, I know that guy. He's definitely been in, like, movies and shit, and I've seen his face all around, and, like, I know who he... But, like, I didn't quite understand the direct correlation, but, like, it's a recognizable face.
Yes, he's Peter Nelson, who is Sophia Franklin's boyfriend. But basically what happened was Dave Portnoy put on a masterclass in branding, negotiations, and understanding his business and basically shit all over this woman who tried to get more out of him and over leveraged herself because she thought that she was more valuable than the show as a whole.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
So
I was going to say, it kind of sucks because on one hand, as like, in these situations, I always kind of want to root for the podcaster, not the owner of the media, like, conglomerate. And Barstool's not a conglomerate. That's not correct to say, but you know what I mean, like the media giant. But to be fair, in this same...
It's a corporation.
You know, if they went through multiple... it's like, you go through multiple contract negotiations, and as much as I've said, is like, as much as Dave Portnoy is a fucking cock, he's not dumb. Like, he built a media company up from the literal fucking ground up. So it's like, you can't go through negotiations and fuck yourself 2 times, and then the third time try and make all that ground back, because that's not how that works. You've signed 2 contracts away where you've lost all your leverage, you know? So it's brutal, but that's just kind of how it is, you know? It's like we talked about when we talked about we've talked about 1 porn star contracts and 2 music contracts in the past where it's
all the same.
It's an industry where when they signed it was a different industry than where it is now. But because they gave so many concessions when they signed, and you know, not to say a fault of their own, but that's just how it went. Because of the concessions they gave away years ago, now where the business has changed and it's become much more marketable, it makes a lot more money, there's better ways to monetize, all this stuff, you've still signed these terms from way back when where you can get fucked. So, you definitely
will get fucked if you're not paying attention. So if you sign something that's not a lease, because leases are complicated and you can't really negotiate, but you can get out of them a lot easier. Make sure that you read it. Make sure that you understand it. Make sure you get everything out of it that you want. And again, this is not Jordan being a lawyer. This is me being a person that has to deal in these kind of things every day.
For sure. I mean, it's like I said. It's like you want to root. In human psychology, I always want to root for the underdog, but especially like in this current climate, it's like you always want to root for the people that are producing the content. Yeah, but in that same token, it's like wanting to root for it is not the same as like knowing what happened and what rights you have from a negotiation. Because basically, once you've dug yourself in that hole, you can still fight for a lot, but there's a line to what you can fight for because you literally, just, like I said, you have no leverage. So,
yeah, and you fucked yourself with. Also, being a good person and like trying to deal in good faith is also always good.
Who did I talk to?
Paramount.
I was talking to. This was like me being drunk talking about something to someone the other day. It was like we were talking about. I think it might have been you last night. You and Daniel last night. It was like, in order to be rich today, I don't think it's physically possible to be a good person and have money. You can do good things with your money, but in order to accumulate wealth, because you're not going to get rich making a paycheck. You can have a lot of money making a paycheck, but you don't get rich from having a job that pays you money. You get rich from
you don't become wealthy.
Right. So you don't
become wealthy.
You don't become wealthy until you run something where other people below you make money, and you get. And that's what a modern business is, right? So it's like you don't want to root for businesses because in the current setup, they're set up to succeed, and everyone else is set up to fail because of them. I'm blowing my phone because of everything going worse for them. But it's like, at some point you have to see the logic and say, okay, well, based on the position I'm in now, I have to fight a different battle. I can't fight the same battle where I want everything. Now I have to fight a battle with what I do have, where I can say, okay, if I did walk away, you'd still have the IP, but you don't have people to replace me. So you can't ask for everything, but maybe you can, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to fight your battles based on that. It's an unfortunate situation based on one side always knowing more than the other, but it's just kind of like the life we live, you know? One side is always at a disadvantage when negotiating contracts, and that's just the goddamn truth, you know? One side is set up to win. Your goal is the party, because us three, and all of our listeners for the most part, are always going to be on the side that's set up to lose. When you buy a car, when you buy a house, when you negotiate anything, you're always going to be on the side that's set up to lose, but your goal is to lose as little as possible.
Or, and this is a thing that I've learned from Joe Budden, I've learned from the Caller Daddy Girls, I've learned from all kinds of musicians.
They have their IP.
Jesus and Mero. Don't be afraid. Yeah, they have their IP, but don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to walk away. In anything.
Yes.
If you have the ability to do that. I know there are certain circumstances where you may not be able to, but then take the quick bag and then renegotiate it.
Sometimes signing a long-term deal that may not be as... I'm not gambling on myself, but I'm signing the long-term deal for the long-term security and whatever it may be. But even when you do that, you can always negotiate, like what you said earlier about like buyout clauses with IP. Even if you're planning, you know, because it's it happens with athletes. It happens with athletes
because you
all the
never
time.
know
Even
what's
the
going to
fucking
spark.
Last Dance talked about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen got fucked on his deal. But you know why Scottie Pippen signed that deal? Because growing up, he ain't have shit. His family was broke. So
He didn't have food
he was
to
offered a
eat.
deal
Food!
for 10 years to pay him, like $3 million a year for 10 years. That's going to pay for his family's well-being forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's a contract to sign.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know anything about NBA contracts, but in that same kind of like parallel is like if that's like what you have to do in your position to do, there's always things to negotiate. You know, it doesn't always have to be the top two terms with your time and money.
Yes. Like, you can always, like... That's why a lot of contracts, like NBA and NFL contracts, have incentives. So that you can get these little bonuses and things like that to make it a little less overbearing, I guess is the right word. For, 5 years, $20 million, but you can make $70 million if you, outperform whatever.
Exactly. So, I mean, that got a little more into
and
watch
that's my
talk than
piece.
we wanted. But it's at least to me, it's interesting. Like, it's important. And most people don't have to deal with contract negotiations. Like, for me, I don't have to deal with contract negotiations. But it's the kind of thing where, what if in 5 years of my life I'm doing something and it pops off and all this, like, that can happen to anyone. You see people on the internet all the time. You see,
what if this is it? And
right.
That could have been us.
You see it all the time
That
on
could
the
have
internet
been
where,
us.
People are doing normal shit and just pursuing something as a side passion for fun. Like, even it could be someone drawing on the side or anything. Like, what if it happens to Kayla? What if Kayla, her art's fucking awesome, right? What if she's doing some shit and then someone sees it and they're like, oh, you've been doing X awesome. I want to buy the rights to your art and sell it like this. It's the kind of thing where it's not something that everyone should spend all of their time in their life to know about, but it's a good topic to know at least something about, because anybody that has a creative passion in today's day and age of virality and monetizing anything digital, people are finding new ways to monetize on regular bullshit all the time. So, like, on a big or small level, it could happen to anybody at any time. So it's a good thing to kind of have in the back of your mind. And the best piece of advice is if something like that happens to you, don't try and negotiate it yourself either. Fucking, if you're gonna sign a deal that's gonna make
get a
you
lawyer,
money,
get a manager, get an agent.
pay someone you trust, because obviously that goes into everything. But there's a reason that you pay people that have a bigger subject knowledge, because in matters like that, like small tweaks can end up being a huge difference down the road. Yeah,
and for your own comfort, because like I know enough about things to like negotiate a contract on my own. But say somebody plopped a contract down on our table for this podcast tomorrow, I'd still hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know shit. Like, I know shit and I don't know shit all at the same time.
that's the thing.
And, like,
Peace
I'm
of
willing to
mind
say
of
that.
hiring a true subject matter expert. It was like, even for me, like when I was buying my house, I had a realtor. It turns out when you buy a house in Florida, you don't pay realtor costs, but I didn't know all that when I went and signed on. I figured that out later. But it was like, if I had to do it again when I was buying my house, if I had to pay my realtor my 3% of it, I mean, I would have negotiated my house differently, but I probably still would have done it. Because, like, going through that process of, like, I'm fucking crazy. You know how much research I do on shit. And Pat was buying a house before me, so I had someone to bounce ideas off of and talk about and all that shit. And even through all of that garbage, there was at least 8 different instances of that process where I was like, what the fuck? And my realtor was like, no, X, Y, Z. And I was like, oh, like that, it's just having someone that has been through it as like someone in your corner is in a lot of cases usually worth it,
Absolutely. And that was contract negotiation. So the 3 things: bet on yourself, own your IP, ask
Also, loot Target.
somebody with
That's
knowledge.
different, but loot Target.
That's
Loot
name.
Target.
All right,
Loot Target.
I'm going to piss myself.
All right.
So we
Thank you
gotta
guys
go.
for listening.
I love you guys.
We appreciate you.
Peace.
Yeah. See ya.